Hi and welcome to this video where I'm going to be doing a part 2 and Q&A on how to make a magazine on Canva. So my background and lighting is a bit weird. I've had to move around a bit. I've tried filming different locations in the house and the lighting's just not the best today because it's a bit overcast. So this is what we're dealing with. Since my last video on how to make a magazine for free on Canva, I've been getting a lot of messages on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram to keep in contact with me and find out information about future videos and Q&As and things like that. But I've been getting a lot of messages regarding my last video and in particular how to apply margins and bleed on Canva magazine templates. So I'm going to go through all that today. I'm going to go through the questions first in case any of them have anything relating to that I can add in before showing you actually how to apply margin and bleed. I do have my computer here in front of me, so if I'm looking down, that is why. So the first question is, hey, I saw your video on YouTube about using Canva to make a magazine. Do you know how the margins work? Does anything get cut off when you send it for printing? Thanks. So I print with MagCloud and I have the entire time that I've had a magazine. I used to use Adobe and then for my last issue I used Canva and I found it a lot more user friendly and just free was the main thing. I wasn't having to pay a monthly subscription and it's just a lot easier to use in general. So the switch to Canva. I have printed from MagCloud for both Adobe and Canva and honestly I've found that they print exactly the same. Canva is actually a little bit easier to use. I didn't use margins while making my last issue because I didn't know that they had them. So I'm glad that people asked me and now I've looked into it and they do, so that's great. But because I wasn't using margins, I just made sure that there was about a centimeter gap from the edge of the page on the sides and on the top, so horizontally and vertically, and they printed fine. There's also, when you upload your magazine, you save it as a PDF and upload it to MagCloud. They will show you a preview and show you what will get cut off when you print it. So that's another way to know, but using margins and bleed and all of that while creating it is just easier and saves a lot of hassle. So yes. The next question, hi Nakari, thank you for your info on YouTube about magazine creation, etc. Could you tell me the size for the body you used for your Canva magazine and headlines? Thank you. So it doesn't really go that deep. In Adobe, yes, you would have to preset a size and a paper size and things like that, but generally it goes by like A4, A3. A4 is the general magazine size, so I would always go with that. But Canva, when you type in magazine templates, it comes up with a bunch of templates that you can use. It will say magazine covers, but then when you open the one you like, you just press add next page until you have enough pages. And they are preset to A4, so they will be the right size for printing. Yeah, so you don't really need to worry about any of that. As for headlines, I didn't stick to a certain size, honestly. I just played around with different sizes on the page and see what fit. For some smaller articles, I might use a bigger headline. For bigger articles, I'd use a smaller one or separate it into 2 pages. So it really just depends on the article, but I would try and make sure all of your headlines on the pages kind of come close to being the same, just so that your magazine doesn't look weird. You can just highlight the title and it will show you what size it is and you can change the font and the size. So like a headline size that you've made, then you can kind of use that for the others, but just have a play around with it. The next question, did you purchase a copy of your magazine before putting it on sale? So I always purchase a copy of my magazine, but no, I don't do it before putting it on sale, because on MagCloud, like I said, you can view the PDF and how it would be printed. So like if you've got your margins and bleed right and you're confident that nothing's going to run off the page, then you're going to be safe. Don't worry about the printing quality, because as long as your images are high quality and from professional photographers, or Canva has free images you can use, which is another reason that I loved using Canva, because my last issues with Adobe, I had to go to a lot of effort. It would take me months to put a magazine together, because I'd have to find photographers willing to submit photos that I could use. But Canva has royalty-free photos, so it literally took me days instead of months to put together this magazine. And yeah, so that's really awesome. And because I said that, I know some people are going to ask me about copyright issues and things like that. So I also make my book covers on Canva, and the same thing applies, which is if you sell more than 1,000 copies, then you need to find a new cover. But if you never sell more than that, then you're fine. Or if you don't want to put a new cover, then you can just stop selling that magazine once it hits 1,000 issues. Up to you. Stop selling that issue, I mean, after it hits 1,000 issues. Which magazines generally do anyway. They'll put their magazine out for a month or something. So yeah. Next question, can you print a magazine on MagCloud that was created on Canva? And the answer is yes. No matter where you design your magazine, as long as you save it as a PDF, it can be uploaded to MagCloud. So MagCloud is really versatile, and I absolutely love working with them because they are a print-on-demand company. So no matter if you're a small magazine or a big magazine, if you only sell one issue ever, they can still print it. And how it works is that you don't take the orders and then print the magazines off MagCloud and send them out. You just put them on MagCloud, and people can buy digital or printed versions straight from MagCloud. It gets sent straight to them. You get the royalties that you have set. So MagCloud will set a minimum printing price, and then you add on top of that how much royalties you would like to get. So that's how it works. MagCloud sends you the money, and they also send the magazine straight to the person. Otherwise, you can go through somewhere like iSubscribe, which hosts your magazine on there, but they have nothing to do with the printing, so you have to organize printing and send out. You can do that on MagCloud anyway, and then get it sent to you and send it out to them. So that is how that works. Just going to jump into the tutorial.
So once you are on Canva, you're just going to type in magazine, and it will come up with magazine covers, which is fine, and you can scroll through here to see if any appeal to you. It doesn't matter too much about the cover as long as you see like a color theme that you like or a style, because you can absolutely go in and change the images and the colors and everything like that. It's basically just to give you the right dimensioned document, so like an A5 document. And it also has down the side here different ones that you can use. My last issue I used that one and edited it just because I liked the layout. So see how they have the circles and the different elements. So yeah, and then you just go ahead and you can add pages. So these ones are grey, but you can just delete that. Now to set up bleed, you go to file, you can go show rulers, you can show guides, you can show margins, you can show print bleed. So this just shows you where to stay in. So as you can see, that little space would be cut off, and just to be safe, I would kind of stay in this kind of space anyway. just in case like they cut off a little bit extra, but they shouldn't really cut into this space, so you should be safe if you're just outside there, but I pretty much just stay in there. And that is how you do that. I'll just see if I can go back and find my magazine template and show you what I did. As you can see, I use Canva a lot for lots of different things. Okay, so let's see if we can, I'll put on the print bleed. Okie dokie. Yep, so I did stay inside the print bleed, but I'm kind of used to where I can and can't go. Doesn't matter that that goes out because the text only comes in there. And then if we put on margins, you can see, but yeah, it really did not go outside of those lines. And you can show rulers and guides and all of that, but really I would say that all you need to take into consideration is the bleed, because that's about what will get cut off. But as you can see, I try to stay kind of away from that edge anyway, and mine printed completely fine. This is an example of the images that I used from Canva that were free. I didn't have any pages that cut off. That one is getting a little bit close, but again, it wasn't cut off, so if you just kind of stay centered, you should be fine. Now, I did want to just go over one other question that I forgot about, and this one was a question from Patreon. So I do have a Patreon account, and you can join on there. I have magazine makers tier, and people can sign up, and then my Patreons actually get discounts and things, advice that I don't give on YouTube, and help with their magazines and things like that. So his question said, do you recommend repurposed articles that are placed in your magazines for websites, blogs, social media posts, etc.? And or are magazine articles completely separate? Also, do you theme your magazine issues? So for the first part of that question, you can repurpose articles if you change them enough to make them a new article. So you can keep the same story but completely rewrite the article. Don't just change a few words. That is something that a journalism teacher taught me, and I've always remembered that. It just helps you avoid copyright and things like that, but it is a good way to come up with fresh content, or to come up with the same content across all your different platforms, but it's still fresh on each platform, if you know what I mean. You can also repurpose the content and change it enough that you almost change the theme if the different places have different themes. So for example, your magazine versus your website. Some websites, if you're submitting a magazine somewhere else to someone else's magazine, sometimes they actually won't take articles that have been repurposed. So just keep that in mind as well, because yeah, just make sure to check when you do that. The next question was, do you theme your magazine issues? So I do have a general theme, but I don't always stick completely to it. I try to stick more to like a color theme, or if I have like a beauty issue, I'll try to stick more to beauty stuff. But I more did that when I started my magazine, and as it kind of evolved, I have more just had sections for different things. So like I have my author newsletter here, I have the beauty section, And then I have reviews, a section where I put reviews, and then I have interviews, articles that people submit. I have sponsored pages, that's another sponsored one, an interview. I kind of try to spread them out a bit, but at the same time I do try to keep them kind of neat and in sections, but that is really up to you. Some magazines are completely themed and others are not. Some magazines change their theme every issue. Other magazines, such as Frankie magazine, kind of have the same theme every time, which I honestly don't really know what their theme is. It's kind of just indie. It's really up to you at the end of the day.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.